ain't no disco.
This ain't no country club neither.
This is RVA. Hey everybody.
Welcome back to another titillating episode of Oh Lala
in the Dungeon. Season 2.
Episode 21.
We're old enough to drink now.
Yay.
So what are we going to be talking about today, Liz?
We're going to be interviewing Emily from Midtown Yoga. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to be going over what?
Katy Perry poll that we had from last episode.
That's right.
Was it a flop or a bop? Guess we'll find out.
Can't wait to hear. We'll be also talking about Snoop Dogg. Snoop D-O-double-G and the Olympics. As well as what?
Having an interview with Emily.
Yes. Big Daddy will be dropping it on us.
Yes, and I'm going to be talking about a topic that's tied into yoga, and that's meditation and mindfulness.
Ooh.
So stay tuned.
Cool.
Excellent.
And then, of course, business of the week and band of the week.
And our upcoming events.
Yeah, so
That's it in a nutshell.
let's get into the hot topic.
All right.
What were the results of the poll from last week?
Oh, yes. Okay, so we discussed last episode if Katy Perry's new music video, Woman's World, was a flop or a bop, and it was a little controversial, but we loved it.
I agree.
Very, over. Did you see the video?
I don't think I saw it.
I loved it.
It's really over the top, sexualized, but it's tongue in cheek.
Also, isn't she really over the top?
Yeah. And
so it's kind of on brand.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. People get their panties in a bunch.
Yeah, and let people let their freak flag fly. Let them do what they want to do.
Agreed.
Agreed.
She's not hurting anyone, and the lyrics are great. It's very
the song is
empowering.
great.
Yeah. Oh, so you've heard the song?
Yes, I've heard the
Okay,
song. I
cool.
just haven't seen the music video.
But anyway, so the results are in. 88% bop and 12% flop. So it was a bop.
So,
Yay.
We'll agree.
so it's highly toward the bop
Yeah.
on that scale.
And a lot of people chimed in. So
Yeah.
cool.
So all the haters can suck it.
So thank you, listeners, for voting in the poll, and
Yeah,
we'll
thank you.
probably post another one.
Oh, yeah.
And Katie, your career is still alive. We promise.
Katie, we're helping you. Anyway, let's talk about Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah. So I just happened to see an article today that people were pissed that Snoop is doing commentating and that he carried the Olympic torch. I can only guess because they think his image is not in a line Olympians.
Which I would agree. It is true.
I'm like, who could be pissed at Snoop Dogg? I mean, he's such a calm and relaxing person,
But a lot of
He really
old
is,
people
though.
watch the Olympics.
This
and,
is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
The boomers don't like him, I guess.
Yeah, and I love
he
Snoop
relates with
Dogg.
the young people.
Yeah. I love Snoop Dogg. Don't get me wrong. I love Trailer Park Boys, and he was a huge part in that. But the Olympics is a little bit strange to me.
Yeah, I guess this year they're bringing in, all the countries were bringing in non-athletes to carry the torch and participate. So maybe there's some confusion there. The official Olympian board didn't come out and say, oh, we're doing this. They just kind of threw people in there. So
It doesn't feel on brand. But I like
they're
it.
Trying to spice it up, do something different.
yeah.
And these Olympics have been quite the controversy.
They have.
Yeah. But I bet people, especially you're saying, younger demographic, they're probably watching it more because of A, controversy, and B, because Snoop is so
Oh, I never looked at it that way.
Right.
Yeah, I would think Snoop would draw in younger people.
Yeah,
but
maybe it was all it was on purpose.
I mean, there's a lot of separate TikTok influencers that I've seen at the Olympics through different brands. So I feel like they're trying to do that also to draw more attention to it, which I don't know why you need to draw more attention to the Olympics. It's the Olympics.
I know.
I never watched it, to be honest. So this
Really?
makes me want to
Oh my
watch it.
gosh.
Oh, I've
just
always
get
watched
bored.
gymnastics,
And I
but-
also don't have TV.
Okay, well, that makes sense then. I feel like the Summer Olympics are much more exciting than the Winter Olympics, but that's just me. My husband would 100% argue with me that the Winter Olympics are more exciting, but
I can't choose. I love both.
I
You
like
love
the
both?
Winter
Yeah.
Olympics because I used to figure skate and
Oh,
I
okay.
love curling.
So I used to be a gymnast, so that's why I love
cool.
the Summer
Yeah.
Oh,
Olympics.
wow.
Yeah.
To me, it
That's
seems
a
like
fun
the
fact.
gymnastics
Fun facts, yes.
should be in the Winter Olympics in a weird way, though.
You know what? You could argue because I mean, it is inside. It doesn't really have anything to necessarily do with summer.
Yeah,
that's
and I mean,
true.
you're most of the time wearing at least long sleeve leotard, which
Right.
you would be wearing regardless of where you were.
Right.
So you could argue it could be both.
Maybe it was the Winter Olympics a long time ago. I don't know.
You know what? We should argue that it could be both.
Yeah, I
because
think it
everyone
should
wants
be
to
both.
watch gymnastics. Who
figure
doesn't want to
skating
watch
could
someone
be
by
summer.
else?
Yeah.
Because figure skating is indoors in a rink.
And it's cold. You want to
Yeah.
be inside?
Oh, that would feel nice.
Yeah.
I know. They should switch those. Figure skating should actually be in the summer,
Yes.
and then gymnastics in the winter.
It'll be perfect.
Okay.
We should rule the world.
Let's do it. Let's start a petition.
Going back to Snoop Dogg, you said something really cool about Flavor Flav before the episode started. Can you tell?
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but Flav has been involved as well. But it's pretty cool. He is sponsoring some women polo players, water polo, and I think some men too, but definitely the women's team. He's dad to a bunch of girls, and one of them played water polo. And I mean, it's really expensive, A, to be able to train for the Olympics, but B, to make it to the Olympics. And not every athlete has like sponsors and, you know, people behind them. And a lot of these women are like single moms and they're working 2 or 3 jobs on top of training
Right.
to get to the Olympics.
That's what I read, that they were working 2 or 3 jobs. And I was just thinking, if you're doing that on top of training to go to the
Yeah.
Olympics, which has got to be, you know, multiple hours of training a day, that's
That's got to be
intense.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't have
like-
time to be a young person.
I know.
Or sleep or be with your kids. All of the above.
Or your
like,
friends.
sounds insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I don't know how they do it, how they have the energy.
sucks.
But
So he said, you know, once I heard that, I was like, I can't imagine these women having to go through all this. So he's sponsoring them for like 5 years.
That's cool.
That's so awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was 5 whole years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's kind of like how Snoop also started getting involved because of his kids in sports. And honestly, his image, yes, we are remembering him from like the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 2024. Things have
Yeah.
changed a little bit.
Right.
Yes, he's still a major pothead, but I mean, come on, weed doesn't kill.
Exactly.
And Liz, you
Let's be real.
named some really awesome things that he's been doing for the,
Yeah, so-
the community.
He's
But the-
also best friends with Martha Stewart.
This is
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Let's-
Yes.
you know,
I find
he
that
can't
to be
that
so
bad.
funny.
Let's
Right?
not
Yeah.
forget. But so going back to 2005, like he started mentoring kids. Hold on, I have an article saved.
We just
here.
had it.
I know, it just up here.
He's done
Damn
some
it.
amazing things for kids.
So he started a youth football league in 2005 to provide a positive environment for youth and to promote sportsmanship and discipline. He has a youth foundation that does scholarships and community initiatives in underprivileged areas. He also does a lot of mentorship and advocacy, educational initiatives, community engagement. He has donated a lot of money to continue arts and music programs throughout the U.S. And then he also, I didn't know this, but I kind of want to watch it. He started a children's show called Doggyland. It debuted in
Really?
2022.
It's funny.
Is it?
It's funny. And it has like actual bops for the songs
Oh,
that you could
that's
like
cool.
sing along to.
That's so cool.
He kind of remixes some nursery rhymes a little bit. My kids were watching it when they were a little bit
That's
younger.
cute.
So
And then he like commentated that like Animal Planet show. Remember that? That was hilarious.
that was hilarious.
I kept seeing ads like on Facebook. It was for like you could choose a different voice where Snoop Dogg would read the Bible to you, basically.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Oh my god.
That would be fun.
Sorry,
look,
Grandma.
we're all smiling right now because
Because we love him.
he's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
he's
I mean,
wonderful.
if he can bring a smile to our face, then I think people watching feel the same way.
I agree.
So-
I don't really think it needs to be a controversy.
No,
you know?
it's-
He's a good guy.
It's like with
Yeah.
Katy Perry, like it's like the most non-controversial subject. It's
I
out
know,
of
but
proportion.
people just want to get pissed about something.
This
So,
is it. People just want to
Panties
find
in a
something to get
bunch.
mad about.
yep. So, haters gonna hate. Case
into that.
closed.
Come on, guys! It's Snoop Dogg.
right, let's introduce our guest.
Yes.
On today's episode, we have the pleasure of sitting down with Emily Papkin. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yay, welcome.
She is a yoga instructor for RVA's hottest, no pun intended, hot yoga studio, Midtown Yoga. Midtown Yoga is located at 3526 West Carey Street, and we had the pleasure of attending a My Hot Flow class a few months ago, and it was so much fun. It was cool. It was like an influencer flow class.
It was a really fun class.
It was.
We were definitely the young fish in the pond. Not young, but like like new to the game of influencing. Midtown Yoga's mission is to meet you exactly where you are. Whether you are brand new to yoga or you've been practicing for years, their classes will challenge you both mentally and physically, and offer you tools to take yoga into your everyday human experience. Emily has been practicing yoga since 2012, and shortly into her yoga journey found herself drawn to teaching the practice. She has been passionately doing it for 8 years now and says that yoga has led her through many life transitions from marriage, motherhood, and more. When she's not teaching, she loves spending time with her children and pets and baking sourdough bread and listening to true crime podcasts. And I do
I
that
have another
too.
one to add to my list, but still, I do love true crime. I can't lie.
Do you listen to Annie Elise?
No,
On YouTube?
I have to.
Oh my God, she's my favorite.
Oh, on YouTube? No,
Yeah.
I haven't listened
You
to
would
that.
love her.
What is it called again?
Annie Elise.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
I'll
look
send
it
it
up.
to you.
Yes.
Do you like Forensic Files?
I love Forensic Files. Love Forensic
Literally,
Files.
everyone knows that's my hotel jam. I have to have it on if I'm in a hotel.
Forensic Files. Criminal Minds.
Yes.
CSI, whatever city
Yes.
is currently on right now.
It's
I
something
will do
about the
whatever.
voice that's so soothing
And Liz,
at night.
It's true, though.
You're onto something, Liz, because I spent the night with her in a hotel for the first time, and I fell asleep to
You
it.
mean the voice of the narrator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the voice of the narrator.
God,
it's like soothing,
Yes.
but in kind of a creepy way.
But if you go into any hotel, it's always on too.
It's
Yeah,
true. It is
true.
always on.
It's so funny.
And it was so funny because we stayed, besides Olivia, my other best friend, Amy, we went with her and her boyfriend to the Outer Banks and we shared a room. And
You're like, I have to listen to Forensic Files.
Well, so we were watching the Olympic trials and then they were like, all right, it's almost bedtime. And Amy was like, give her the remote so she can have her Forensic Files. And literally they all started laughing because the music came on and I fell asleep immediately.
Immediately.
Like
it's
with the
soothing
remote
to
in
me.
my hand.
It's so funny.
And they had to like pry it out of my hand. And it was like about a murder of a young girl. And Alejandro has like a younger daughter. So he was like, I can't listen to this. And I'm like,
Exactly. You're like passed out.
Yeah.
I had to pry the remote off of your hand when we were in
did?
DC.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
so funny. Okay, so anyway, Emily.
Sorry.
Sidetracked. Are you from Richmond? If not, what brought you here?
I am not from Richmond. I'm originally actually from Northern Virginia, but I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for about 15 years, give or take. And my husband got a new job in Richmond last April. So we've been here for a little over a year.
Cool. Do you like it?
I do really like it. It was definitely a tough transition at first, but I think it's because I didn't really have a studio. I didn't really have a ton of friends, and I've definitely grown a lot since we've been here.
So how did you find Midtown Yoga?
I used to teach at a hot yoga studio in Charlotte, and so I definitely wanted to be able to bring that here. Unfortunately, I went to a bunch of different yoga studios, and I just couldn't really find a space that I felt like I aligned with. So when I saw that Midtown was opening up a space, I decided to come to one of their events, and I just really vibed with the manager, and I decided that this is going to have to be the place for me.
That's cool.
nice.
So since you've moved to Richmond, what do you like most about living in Richmond?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I mean, I really love my studio a lot. I can't lie. I feel like recently I've really gotten into the food of Richmond. I was talking to Rose about it. That I feel like Charlotte used to have a lot more like eclectic places to go out to eat or different like mom and pop shops, and it's become a lot more industrialized. And Richmond still has that feel. Like as I was driving down here, I was looking at like all these cute little restaurants, like, oh, there's like the Hill, and like there's another thing on the corner. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. And all these little like neighborhood pockets. And again, like I'm really starting to love Richmond.
Yeah, you're going to have to come hang out in Churchill with us.
Oh, for sure. I've only been to Churchill, I think, once or twice before, but I love how all the neighborhoods have this different feel to it, but it still has like that, I don't know, it's like an older city, but it still has like a modern feel at the same time.
That's so true.
That is true. Now, were you always into fitness, like growing up, or?
So I was a gymnast when I was younger. I definitely was like a normal high school and college girl. I, did my thing there. But then after I graduated and I moved to Charlotte, I really wanted to just kind of have a community. And one of my friends was really into fitness. So I thought, well, I'll try and give it a go and see if that's for me. And we ended up running a ton. But running was something that I couldn't just do on my own. I needed to do something else to combat that. So I was like, oh, well, let's try to get into yoga. And I remember I took my first hot yoga class and I wanted to cry at the end of it because I was miserable. I was like, I'm never doing this ever again. But then I forced myself to come back and now I'm a hot yoga teacher. So
you know what's funny that you say that? I've taken hot yoga classes before, but when Liz and I took the hot yoga class, there was literally a heat advisory.
Oh,
my
there
gosh.
was a heat
It was
advisory.
so
There's a heat advisory this
Yeah.
week too, which is crazy because you're going from a hot room to like the hot outdoors and it's not exactly
At least
refreshing.
you're used to it. Like
Right.
by the time the class is over, you're like, oh, it feels good outside.
Very true. And like we do have the lavender towels at the end that are slightly
I was going to
refreshing,
say, oh my
right?
gosh, no, that was amazing at the end. And just walking out into the lobby and like the locker room area is so nice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was fine.
And the mood
survived.
lighting, like some reason,
Yes.
the mood lighting helped. Like,
During class?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we try to do that so we can make sure everybody knows, as the lights get brighter and change into a more intense color, we're going into a deeper intensity and then we go back down so you can get that zen at the end of class as well.
So I've got a question. How hot is hot yoga? Like, what is the typical temperature?
That's a good question.
So our temp right now is set to about 105. It definitely can be a little temperamental with the outdoors. So like sometimes if it's really hot outside, it's not going to be as hot in the room. Vice versa. If it's not as hot outside, it could be really hot in the room. Same thing with the humidity. Like,
I was going to ask you that if it's more humid.
We would like to have it around 50% with a 105 degree temp.
This is a weird question, but like I just thought of it through Matt's question. Do you guys have like a special heater? Or is it like a normal heater in someone's house?
No, we do have a special heater so it can control the amount of heat that's going in. So it's not going to like cut off when it reaches that temp. It's going to continue to pump. Same thing with the humidity. It's going to continue to pump. The humidity will stay. So once it reaches that percentage, it will kind of hold. But the temperature of the room will continue to heat.
And then are your electric bills really high?
That I don't know. I would have to guess
to know that,
probably.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't know that.
Exactly.
That's funny. But you guys do change the temperature like for the strength class, right?
Correct. So our hot flow classes are set to around 105. Our strength class is set to 85, and our warm flow class is set to 85. We also have another class called My Unwind that is around 90 degrees.
Okay.
And that's more of like a deep stretch yin style class.
And what's the like reasoning behind that?
For the lower temperature?
Yeah.
Well, we're in there for 75 minutes as opposed to 60. So
okay.
I think more so to get you not having that deeper of a temperature for so long, but also you are holding poses in that class for a lot longer. So you're not moving as quickly, and it's more of something that's relaxing, is to not have it be so intense with the heat.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So what is the process of becoming an instructor? Like, do you have to do a certain amount of hours? Or?
Yes. So in order to become a certified yoga teacher, you need to go through a 200-hour training program. You can find them online. You can go through a yoga studio. A lot of different yoga studios have them. We will be offering it at Midtown in Richmond in the fall.
Oh, fun.
But you will train for about 200 hours. Again, every studio is different. So it could be 200 hours in person, but then that's spread over the course of 6 months, or you're doing 100 hours online, 100 hours in person, like a hybrid style. There are some that just do it completely online. When I got my 200-hour training, I did a completely in-person training. When I did my 300-hour, which is the advanced yoga training, I did a hybrid where we were doing online work and then also meeting in person. So
How long does that usually take, like on average?
well, when I did the 200-hour, it was 6 weekends, and it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like all day.
Wow.
But then by the end of that 6 weeks, we were about 150 hours in. So then we had 50 hours worth of work that we had to like take home and do ourselves.
Yep.
And then we had a certain amount of time that we needed to turn that work in before, our certification wouldn't be valid anymore. And then for my 300 hour, that took exactly 7 weeks. I started with the online work. We had one meeting every weekend in person. And then at the very end of the 7 weeks, we had an intensive that was about 50 hours.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
And then you said, like a few minutes ago, like you took the hot yoga class and you wanted to die. What made you go into loving it and wanting to teach it?
Well, so when I first started taking, I bought a Groupon, and the Groupon was one of those like, oh, you get $25 and you get 6 classes, and you have, 4 or 5 months to use it. So once I took my first class, I was like, I'm never going back. And my friends, of course, were like, that we all bought it together, said, we need to go. We give it another try. Let's not go on a Saturday morning when we're probably a little hungover. So we went on like an evening class, and I thought it was great. And I went to like a less intense class also, whereas in the beginning I was just like, I run all the time and I'm a fitness person, so I'm totally fine. I can do this. No, I could not. And then I think just kind of getting used to it and figuring out how I could build it into training with running, because I used to run a ton of 5Ks and half marathons, and that was more of my jam. But then once I guess decided I was over that, I decided I wanted to jump into yoga. And for a long time, I was just a student. And the person who owned the yoga studio that I went to was kind of asking me a lot, like, oh, we're doing a teacher training program. Do you think you want to do it? And finally, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I have time to do it now. So I made time, and I was really, really happy I did. It was one of those things that I never thought that I'd do until somebody else approached me about it and thought that I would be great for it. And so when I stepped into that, it really makes me feel like that is what I was meant to do now that I'm doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really love being a yoga teacher.
Oh, you're making me want to be a yoga.
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
What is the most challenging yoga pose?
Well, I think that's definitely based on the person. For me personally, my absolute most challenging pose is called figure 8.
Okay.
It's an arm balance where you're on your palms, you're using your triceps like a shelf, and your legs are out to the side, like twisted like a figure 8. Some people might say handstands really hard for them. Some people might say that like lunges are really hard for them because their hips are really tight.
It sounds like it would require a lot of upper body strength to do that.
It does. It also requires a lot of core strength for arm balances because you're needing that really tight center in order to keep you held up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense because like the core would need to support your legs and yeah. So
can you briefly give us a rundown of like just the basic concept of different types of yoga and how you incorporate that? Like, I've heard of different styles.
Yeah.
Like,
so for example, at Midtown, we teach a vinyasa style class for our hot flow. So vinyasa essentially just means movement with your breath. So you are coming into a lunge on your inhale and going into a different pose on your exhale, for an example. You're also moving quickly. You're trying to get your heart rate up. I don't necessarily like to say it's a more athletic style of yoga, but it definitely is as compared to something like Bikram is not necessarily a style, it's a practice. Bikram was written by somebody, Bikram, who owns his own, studios and has his very set way of training his own instructors, and every single class is the same. Yin yoga is a style of yoga that's more slow, deep stretch, not as intense movements. You're doing a lot more on the floor. And then Pilates isn't necessarily a style of yoga, but it is like yoga where you are focusing a lot on those smaller micro movements for your muscles. So we do sometimes incorporate some of those movements into our classes as well. But that kind of goes with the vinyasa style where you're moving with your breath and trying to focus on connecting that mind body or having that mind body connection.
so would you recommend someone start with like one of the slower moving classes?
I think yoga's for everybody. And I think that anybody can come to any class that they want. I think that you need to listen to your body throughout class. And if you need to take a break at any point, you can lie on your mat and take Shavasana or corpse pose, which is just lying on your back like you're taking a little nap. You could take child's pose, which is another one where you're sitting back onto your heels with your knees slightly open and just kind of letting your chest drop to the mat and getting your heart rate slightly down. Coming in and out of the hot room messes with your equilibrium a little bit, but if at any point you ever needed to leave the room, you are definitely more than welcome in the middle of class. I always recommend trying to push yourself a little bit more than you think you can, but as instructors, we always like to offer options, also known as modifications. So if you're not necessarily wanting to get into full splits, maybe you can do half splits. Maybe you can do half splits with your front leg slightly bent. You've got a lot of different things so you can still get that movement, but not exactly get the same intensity as someone who's been practicing for years and really has that flexibility down.
Every yoga class I've taken, we set an intention at the beginning. What's the purpose of that?
The purpose of an intention is to really just be able to bring have your mind-body connection to start off with class. I feel like, especially for Midtown, when you begin class thinking about either what our class is going to be about, so you can have that focus as you're moving. For example, if you're taking a core class, you know that you're needing to spend that time really making sure you're having that core connection. Or if you're taking a hot flow, maybe that class is about balance. And so the teacher gives a little excerpt on how you can bring balance into the rest of your life. Different things like that. It's just nice to be able to have that thought in your head as you're moving throughout your practice, because you can always come back to that, especially if you need those moments to take a break, because it's going to push you to get back into your practice.
It's so spiritual.
Yes.
I know. I never even thought not about it not being spiritual, but like the balance part, because God, I'm horrible with balance. And I
don't know,
balance
Liz.
in yoga.
You did some balancing work at that class. I saw you.
Well, when you go forward with your leg, I did take ballet, but what is that one? Is that
Warrior 3, where your arms are you're on one leg?
God. I always feel like I'm going to fall over, and I do.
That's a core exercise, because you've got to keep your core tight to keep your body lifted, and
Got to work on that core.
I mean, core is hard for everyone to work. So, and that's I think a big part of yoga that not everybody remembers is like every yoga pose is like a core exercise.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what are some of the best exercises for your core?
Best exercises for your core. I would definitely not recommend things like crunches. I think people think that those are the best things for you.
Yeah, I told him that the other day.
I started doing those.
Yeah, they're not really good for your
Okay.
spine more
All
than
right.
anything.
I'll cut those out.
But you definitely doing like leg lifts. And the thing is people think you can do a leg lift with just one leg and you're not really getting enough, but you definitely can. You could
Okay.
do one leg, you can do both legs. The biggest thing I think whenever you're doing a core exercise, especially when you're on your back, is really focusing on making that connection with your spine to the floor and then pulling your belly button in on your
Okay.
exhales. So anytime you're breathing out, instead of expanding as you're
Okay.
breathing out, you're pulling your belly button into your spine so your muscles contract and
Okay.
you can really get that tight.
Yeah, I think
core.
that makes sense with the breathing.
Yeah.
And so one thing, what about planks or?
Oh, planks are also really
Okay.
great. I definitely recommend if you've got any core issues, like your postpartum or something like that, to probably stay away from planks. But you can also do planks on your knees and still get that effect. That's another like a modification or an option that we would offer in class, for an example.
I was going to say, so do you recommend postpartum that people wait? I mean, obviously you wait until your doctor says you can work out, but like...
So I've had 2 kids, so I feel like I can speak to this a little bit. And I had to go to pelvic floor therapy for my second. So you can actually start ab work right after you have kids, but you're really focusing on your breath. And I think that a lot of people forget that your breath is most connected to your muscles. So when you're focusing a lot on, again, like as you're inhaling, expanding your stomach, and as you're exhaling, really pulling your belly button in and contracting your muscles, having that mind-body connection is the number one way you can get back postpartum. And then you want to be really cautious to not do anything that's going to make your stomach cone, because then you can get I can't say it exactly, but I think it's called diastasis recti. And then that's basically where your abs separate. I mean, your abs separate because they do separate. I mean, you're growing a
Careful,
person.
Matt. I feel like, oh wait, you're not you're not gonna have a baby. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't plan on getting pregnant anytime
He's
soon.
like, no, not really.
I forgot we were
That's
talking
how
about
good I am,
pregnancy.
baby.
She's like, just a wink.
I'm feeling kind of pregnant right now.
That's funny. I'm not. Okay, what was I gonna say? Has anything funny ever happened during class? Like anything weird that you can note ever in your experience?
No, I don't really think anything's ever funny has happened in class. I feel like I've definitely had multiple interesting things happen in class. I've had people fall over. I've had somebody almost pass out,
Oh, wow.
which
That's
is not
not funny.
fun. Not at Midtown, at a different studio that I taught, but still, like, a lot of the times it's a lot about making sure you're properly hydrated or having a medical condition that you're not aware of, things like that.
I was going to ask you if people pass out from the heat at all.
I've only ever had it happen to me once.
Okay.
In my 8 years of teaching hot yoga.
Yeah, okay.
And they had a medical condition
Okay.
that kind
Well,
of spurred that.
That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense then.
I always hear about people just like making ridiculous noises and people can't like focus. Yeah.
I mean, there are people who, when they will exhale, especially because we'll say, open your mouth so you can get all the stale air out, and they'll be like, and so I understand other people are probably laughing. I don't necessarily, but I guess it's because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But yes, there are definitely plenty of people who are like that.
And I know people get into fights over like, you're too close to me or you took my spot. And there's like a...
See, I guess I don't have that experience at Midtown. I've had that experience previously. There are definitely, especially if you go to a studio that has like parking spaces. So like they'll kind of map out where they want your mats to go. And it's like, that's my parking space. Like, I don't want you to take my park. But like that person doesn't know that's your parking space. So, you know.
grow up.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first class I ever took, it was at the Y, and it was like there was no personal space. You were basically underneath
really?
someone else. It was
That's not fun.
That
sounds
we
horrible.
we have a class limit. Our class limit is 35, and we measured it out to make sure that like 35 people can comfortably get in our room and everybody has space, so you're not going to be flinging sweat onto somebody else.
I don't think they did that at
That's
the
a good
Y.
thing to
Yeah,
keep in
nobody-
mind.
Like a
Yeah.
I didn't think they did that at the Y
A very
either.
small room,
Yes.
and it did not smell as nice as Midtown Yoga.
no.
Let me tell you that.
That's
Yoga's
not
so
fun.
beautiful.
That's why that was my
Cute.
first hot yoga class. since
Oh,
that
really?
first class.
Oh, okay. Was it hot at the Y?
It was.
Oh, wow. I've never even seen a hot yoga room
Maybe
at the
they've
Y.
gotten rid of it. It was like
Or they-
15 years ago.
Did they
were
just
probably
turn the
like,
heat up
oh
that
my
day?
God. Yeah,
Maybe
right.
they did. It was just
the
it was just a
downtown
hot
one, I
room.
think. I don't know. But it was wild.
Never intended to be hot yoga.
Yeah, right.
All right. Which do you prefer, hot yoga or regular yoga? Or, I don't know the right word for it. Cold yoga?
Just regular yoga, I
Cold
would say.
yoga.
And why?
I definitely prefer hot yoga. I feel like being in the warm room helps your muscles open up more, which helps you become more flexible. I also like the added cardio challenge that I feel like it adds. Obviously, that depends on the class you're taking, but especially if you're taking a vinyasa style class, you're definitely adding to your heart rate with that heat.
Also, I feel like the heat is a little bit weirdly spiritual. Like you surrender to it at some point. Like it hurts,
know.
and then you just kind of give in, and it feels
Right?
amazing.
Like I'm like, maybe I'm in the middle of Bali taking a yoga class.
I'd love to go to Bali.
Yes, I know. So with Midtown, how's it set up? Like, I know you guys were doing the special, which we're gonna do.
We are gonna do it. It's
The 10 days of unlimited classes. Are you guys still running that?
Yeah, we actually have that special all the time. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
10 days for $25, and then you can come to as many classes as you want over those 10 days.
We're gonna live there.
Yes, you will. I mean, if you think you don't like yoga, I say just come, give it the 10 days. And if you don't like it after that, then I understand. But I think most people change their minds pretty
I
quickly.
had the hot yoga phase when I was like 22. I took it at before Midtown Yoga opened. Obviously,
okay,
it
yeah.
was at Hot House Yoga.
Okay.
On Broad Street. Loved it. And I just quit because it just got expensive. But I loved it.
I definitely get that.
So I've been really looking forward to trying out the yoga, the hot yoga, because I started doing yoga poses, and it's tremendously helped my back, like just stretching and just doing those, basic
Yeah, we run
poses.
a lot ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
so-
I think a lot of people assume that if you have an injury that, I'm going to have to get surgery for it in order to get better. And yoga can be really healing for a lot of those things. One of my best friends actually got hit by a car like 10 or 12 years ago. And she needed almost like complete leg reconstruction.
Walking like she got hit by a car?
She was running, but
Okay.
but she got hit by a car when she was running. It was really bad. Yes, be careful. And she started doing yoga to kind of like help rebuild her muscles, and she is now running marathons and half marathons
that's
again.
amazing.
So,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Crazy.
Matt, maybe it'll help your cellulitis.
No, my cellulitis
It's resolved.
It's gone now.
It's resolved.
Well, it would have gone away quicker if you didn't.
Unless you have like yoga hand stuff.
I was going to say, you could like stretch out your hands and your wrists like that, but I don't know if it would make it necessarily move through your bloodstream
downward
faster.
dog, but for the hand.
Exactly. Like the downward dog. Just stretch it out.
That's hilarious. So once you get through the trial period, how is it structured, like payment wise? Do I become a member of Midtown Yoga?
Yes. So you can either become an unlimited member. We've got different options for that, be it student membership or a regular membership. If you happen to sign up during your 10 for 25, we do give you a little discount.
Oh, cool.
We've also got a class pass that you can purchase that we have all the time. It's 4 classes for $79 or for $74. And then right now we're actually running a special for 5 classes for $69. Ooh. You can buy up to 3 of those packs, but that's only running through Monday, August 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got to make a decision
So we
quick.
got to decide right now.
No, you don't have to decide right now, but it's just there.
What else? What is your favorite thing? Like the philosophy of Midtown Yoga, or what really all of it, all encompassing, or what? What's your favorite thing?
What's my favorite thing just about Midtown?
Yeah.
I really love the community. I feel like the people, especially now that we've been open, I guess it's been 3 full months that we've been open now. Yeah, we opened May 1st. I feel like we've got a really solid community. We're only continuing to grow, but everybody that comes there is really open mind, and everybody seems to kind of have their set times that they come in as opposed to necessarily having their set teachers, which is great because that means that they just want to be able to try everybody out. And I just really feel like I just love seeing everybody's faces there. It's just such a good vibe.
It's so pretty in there too.
Yes.
They have like a beautiful, for the people listening, a beautiful photo wall, and they have
cool.
beer there.
Yes, on Fridays we have a 4:30 happy hour class. So after
should
that
do that
class,
one,
we
Liz.
offer. Yes, you definitely should. We have kombucha and beer for everyone after if you want to
I
stay.
love kombucha.
Yes, definitely. So
And they play like really nice music during the classes, and they also have like Rose here is wearing one of the shirts that we love.
know.
They have really cute clothes, like adorable clothes.
We do.
I know I want that shirt.
We've got a really cute rainbow shirt that says yoga is yoga. We have the lavender towel shirt, a couple other things. We'll probably have more merch as the fall and winter comes, with more long sleeve
Oh
things.
my God. And I use the bag that you gave us
Oh, the canvas bag?
every
I do
single
too.
day, and
Yeah.
the water bottle too.
I mean, they're both great.
That's my new bag because I
So-
have Invisalign, so I have to carry my toothbrush around, and
yeah,
I like
everywhere
have it because it's so cute, and I put a little keychain on
Right?
it.
Oh, you're so
Yeah,
precious.
so it's been so hot. We've been carrying around that water bottle, and it's
When we're running,
yeah.
we're
Stay
like,
hydrated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I did put vodka in my water bottle on my DC trip.
That's okay. Sometimes you need to put vodka in it.
No judgment.
No judgment at all. Of course not.
No one could tell.
Nope. Except everyone who saw us walking around.
Except when you were
everyone who
sipping
saw
it
us-
and you were like,
Yeah.
the little tiny wince.
No, we got mixers. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. We're just straight chugging vodka out of the
Well,
water
I
bottle.
did a little bit.
The truth comes out. Any final thoughts or things you want listeners to know about Midtown?
Just that if you think that yoga's not for you, I just offer you to come give it a try. I think yoga's for everyone. I think that we do not take yoga because we are flexible. We take yoga to become flexible. Practice is practice for a reason. It's not a perfect. Progress is progress. And I really just hope to see more of the RVA community come through.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
wonderful there. And how can we support you? Where can people follow you?
Oh, well, you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle
I think it's just Midtown
I was
Yoga.
gonna say, I
Yeah.
think it's just Midtown Yoga. My Instagram handle is Papkin Does Yoga. Just my last name. It's like napkin, but with a P.
I like that.
But yeah, just talking about us as much as you can, letting everybody know, all about our new student special for the 10 for 25. We offer that to everybody, and just making sure everybody knows
That's
that yoga's
awesome.
for everyone.
And we're going to link everything up as usual in the show
Yes.
notes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Show.
Cool.
All right, moving on. You want to
Drop it on us.
All right, guys. And today, starting off, I've got a correction. And from the last episode, Hopcraft Pizza has closed, unfortunately.
Matt,
it.
do your research.
Wait, but
Well- Just
kidding.
I've been looking for pizza places. Was it really good?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it closed
there's
right after
plenty.
the episode.
Well, you'll have to listen to our last episode because he named like 10
Everything.
pizza
Yeah,
places.
the
I'll
best
have
pizza
to.
places in Richmond.
River City Woodfire.
And
That is
so
our fave.
the space is going to now be called Susie's, and they will serve Mediterranean and Jewish food. So that's
Ooh.
kind of an interesting mix.
To be good.
And the new owner is associated with Stanley's Mama Zoo in Cezanne.
Oh, and we're talking about it's right behind basically Midtown Yoga. It's on
So the topic I want to talk about is meditation and mindfulness. And why is that? It's because I started 1 month ago. I've been meditating every day. And that's just because I've had the worst anxiety. And so
Sorry, Matt.
And so that's just
been
due
a hell
to,
of a year.
Yeah, it's just due to stressful events and insomnia. And so what is meditation? It's the practice that involves training your mind to focus and redirect your thoughts. It's a technique to achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm state. While mindfulness is being fully present and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surrounding without judgment. So when you're in the present, you stop having anxiety and worrying about the future. And once you deal with your anxiety or depression, you can be more fully aware in the present and enjoy life to the fullest.
Agreed.
And so mindfulness is a state of being, while meditation is a tool to cultivate that state. And so what are some of the benefits of meditation? And that is reduce stress and anxiety, improve focus and concentration, enhance emotional regulation, increase self-awareness, better sleep, lowered blood pressure, and strengthen immune system. So it has so many benefits. It's like, why wouldn't you do this for 15 minutes a day?
And Matt has been reaping said benefits.
Yes.
How do you
Yes.
feel after 1 month?
I feel fantastic. Like, I feel like I'm definitely more aware of my surroundings. I'm observing things more, and just, I'm living more in the present. And that's just been,
And we see it too. Like,
yeah. And so this is actually scientifically backed. Studies have shown that meditation is linked to physical changes in the brain regions associated with emotional regulation, learning, and memory. Meditation can lead to a reduction in the size of part of the brain called the amygdala, which is the fear and anxiety center of the brain. And MRI scans have shown this when comparing before and after images after like 1 or 2 months of meditation. Mindfulness meditation has been proven to be just effective as antidepressants as long as it's practiced every day. And for those who don't have the patience or time, well, obviously the medication is more suited for.
More suited for some people.
But
Yeah.
a combination is probably best.
Yoga is definitely a meditation.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
Yep.
And so the scientific study was done where 2 groups were monitored for 8 weeks, where one practiced mindfulness and the other took Lexapro. The group that practiced mindfulness had nearly the same effect as the antidepressant group. And one of the apps I started using is called Headspace, and that was recommended by
I love Headspace.
Yeah.
Liz's
Amy.
friend Amy.
I used to use that.
And so it's a form of guided meditation. And so I do this every morning. I do the breathing exercises. I watch a video and I meditate. And, I feel like it kind of calms me down and just sets me
In the right direction.
in the
for
right,
day.
right space.
space.
Yeah.
They say that your brain waves they're different in the morning when you first wake up. It's like beta and then it switches to
Right.
theta or something
Yeah.
or vice versa.
Because-
So it's like what you do in the morning can lead to
Absolutely.
Yeah.
your brain, how it reacts to things through the rest of the day.
And one of the things is that your body has the most cortisol in the morning, and that's associated with
Stress.
anxiety and
Whoa.
stress. Yeah. So if you do meditation, you can kind of
That's
quiet that down.
neat.
So that's kind of an interesting thing. But do you guys meditate at all, or?
I have been meditating probably every day since 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's because I had really, really bad anxiety.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm a part of that club. So.
I went to therapy and my therapist was like, please meditate for 5 minutes. And at first I was like, this is stupid. Because I was like, I can't sit here and not think about something. But then you realize that that's not really what meditation is. Like you have a thought and it comes and you just let it pass and you
Like
get
a
back to
cloud.
where you are. Exactly.
Like you try to control your thoughts more.
Exactly. But I feel like it helps you so much with just regulating things throughout the day. As you learn to practice and as you continue to grow with your practice, I mean, just me and myself, like I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old, and my own emotional regulation has led to their emotional regulation
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they
yeah.
really
Yeah.
see, me take my deep breaths when I need to just calm down and I'm not, screaming and yelling at them. I've become a very calm parent, which I definitely attribute to meditating.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and what kind of meditation do you practice?
So sometimes I'll do a guided meditation. I really like Headspace.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just listen to like meditation music.
Okay.
And just close my eyes and sit.
And do you have like a certain space you like to meditate?
I will either sit I have like a couch with a shay, so I'll sit on the very end of the shay.
Okay.
Or if it's nice outside, I'll sit outside on my yoga mat because
Yeah.
the sun rises right in my backyard currently, so I get to like see when the sun comes up.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and one of the things I was thinking of is that meditation just makes you appreciate like the everyday things a lot
For
more.
sure.
Like you look at like today I was just walking through the park and I was like, the breeze feels amazing. Like I can see the wind in the trees, it was
There was
Well,
a
that's
breeze
because you're
today?
present and you're thinking about your current
Yeah.
state instead of thinking
love
about
that.
Yeah.
your work life or what you're making for dinner or
Yeah.
your walk, other things like that.
So anyway, it's helped me tremendously, and I mean, you guys can tell a difference. So
Yeah.
Yes,
so-
Totally.
Another reason to go to Midtown Yoga because it's like
Yes.
meditation.
For sure.
Hot yoga is definitely like it's a very powerful form of meditation for
Yes,
me
and
because
at the-
I'm so in the moment.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. And at the end of every class, we try to offer like a 3 to 5 minute shavasana. So you can definitely use that time to have your own little meditation if you wanted to.
cool.
I know you're going to love this, man.
Yeah,
you're gonna love
I'm
it.
looking forward
You're
to
gonna
it.
become,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
obsessed.
excited to see you.
Yeah.
We have to get Lala uniforms and wear them.
Oh my gosh, please do. Get onesies, but you have to wear one too, Matt.
Yes.
Yes.
We have to have our faces, all three of
Oh,
us.
it would be
on
so
each one.
perfect. Oh, you can do that. Like, that shirt you can buy on TikTok where you give them like all the different pictures and it's like the
Yes.
girlfriend's name and like the lightning bolt letters. You got to do that one.
Oh,
With
that'd
like,
be
Oh my God. Yes.
So this is one thing I thought of. I was watching the Olympics swimming last night, and when they do super long races, they actually go into a meditative state, and it helps control their pain levels, and they just kind of ignore.
as they're swimming?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
So they.
How do you do that when you're swimming?
It's like you.
You're underwater.
So they try to empty their mind, or they try to count.
They turn
It's
into
like-
a fish.
I don't feel like I could do that. I feel
Yeah.
like I would forget to breathe. And then I
Because-
would be like underwater and choke.
because if you focus on the pain, you're not going to do as well.
Oh, I guess that's true.
That's how
That
I
makes
feel
sense.
like with running. Almost for me, running is like meditation. Like
Yeah,
because
that's-
I'll be like, God, I hate this, and then like I feel like so good.
Right.
Yeah,
and
like-
I,
Yes,
Walking
running
and
definitely has
running
that
is
feeling.
a
Anything
type of meditation.
Anything that puts you into a flow state.
Right. Especially if you can walk with your cadence and kind of go with that as opposed to do your surroundings.
Yep. I like it.
Anyway, that concludes dropping on us Big Daddy.
Thanks,
I
Daddy.
appreciate it, Daddy. Well, let's talk about some upcoming events, shall we?
We shall.
Madam, go ahead.
I'm gonna repeat mine from last time because it bears repeating.
Yes, it does.
It's a long ways away, everyone, but snag your early bird tickets now for the 15th annual Pets on Parade put on by Fetch a Cure. Fetch a Cure will return to the gorgeous Main Street station in downtown Richmond for their 16th celebration of the Pets on Parade benefit and auction. Voted in the top 3 best local fundraising events by Richmond Magazine, Pets on Parade hosts over 600 people and their furry family members. This is by far the most fun guests will have at a charity auction. Attendees will enjoy delicious local cuisine from some of Richmond's best restaurants, signature cocktails, a varied silent auction with something for everyone, and a spirited live auction at Fetch's biggest fundraiser of the year. Funds raised at Pets on Parade help support Fetch a Cure in their mission to further pet cancer awareness, education, and treatment, and provide financial support for ongoing programs, including Companions in Crisis Fund and Pixie's Pen Pals Rescue Program. We will link it up in the show notes. Please go. This is going to
We'll
be
be
amazing.
there.
It's a great cause.
Can I bring my dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will come. I was going to say, I've only ever had rescues, and we're a big rescue family. I've got two. I have a Great Pyrenees Australian Shepherd mix and a Boxer German Shepherd mix, and they're both
Oh, gorgeous.
10 and 11, so they're definitely older, but you would never know. They act like puppies.
Aw. They'd be
They're our babies.
chilling with Bujo.
They would. They really, really would.
He loves big dogs, actually. He prefers big dogs.
He is a
Oh,
big
and
Yes,
my
he
dogs
does.
prefer little dogs, so there you go.
It's a match made in heaven.
Best of friends.
Bujo's going to get
Exactly.
married.
Well, Charlotte's looking for a boyfriend, so.
Well, we think he might be gay.
Yeah, he used to really like this dog named Bear.
Bear would flop on his back as soon as he saw Boudreaux.
Okay.
And Bujo would have his time.
Go to town.
Yes, he would go to town. They enjoyed each other's company greatly.
They enjoyed each other's company
but
quite well.
but Bear moved to
They-
Chicago, so
They were
Chicago
now, they have,
Bears?
now they have a long distance relationship.
they
Yes.
were quote bedfellows.
they were for a little while. But I digress. Anyway, back to the events, guys. So coming up on next weekend, August 9th through the 11th, is the Richmond Jazz and Music Festival. Back again. Gates open on Friday at 6 p.m. and that's actually going to be at the Hippodrome. I'm not sure if that's new this year or what. And then on Saturday and Sunday, they'll be at Maymont. Gates open there at 11. They're going to have a lot of cool musicians there. Some of them from Richmond. Elliot Yamin, woohoo. Y'all might probably know, you guys are too young to remember, but American Idol, he was on like season 3, I think.
I remember season 1 of American
okay,
Idol.
good,
I'm
good,
not
good.
that young.
We're all young.
Yes. You know what? We are all young.
Forever
Yes,
young.
Forever young. So Elliot will be there. Fantasia, another
Oh, Fantasia.
American Idol alum. All right.
That's not a name you hear every day.
Wyclef, Regina Bell.
I love
she's
Wyclef.
she's a gospel singer. Ludacris.
Oh, Luda.
Ludacris?
Yes, Ludacris is going to be there.
Sold.
Monica,
Done.
Andra Day, and many, many more.
Wait, Monica?
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
the boy is mine.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, this is a decent lineup.
I know. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Really? There's more?
Yes. However, tickets are a little pricey.
Well, it's ludicrous, right?
So if you're going to go
That's
just
ludicrous.
for the Hippodrome, which you'd have to go to the website to look at the lineup, but those are $40. However, if you have to do like a weekend pass, so for one day it's $169.38, and if you did both days, it would be $299.25.
But
you
it's
can
a whole 2 whole day passes.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
so that's
terrible.
not bad. I mean, most festivals you would spend probably more than
Right.
that, honestly.
This
so,
is true.
Exactly. So spend your money.
Right?
Get out there.
Except for
Watch
if you're on the
Fantasia.
brink
And we're on the
collapse.
East Coast. We don't have like the cool Stagecoach and Coachella.
No,
So we got to
damn
do
it.
something fun here.
Exactly. You can bring your own chair, blanket. You're allowed one water bottle. You can bring in re-entry. I know, just one. They will be for sale as well, I'm sure. Re-entry is permitted. It's a rain or shine event, peeps. So get out there. There's a lot of festivals next weekend, which is cool. There's also the Jam-Packed Craft Beer and Music Festival. That'll be August 10th on Browns Island. Artists include Green Sky Bluegrass, not bluegrass, Kitchen Dwellers, Kind-Hearted Strangers, and many more. The big thing, though, the big show is the breweries. So just to name a few, Aleworks, Aslan Brewery, Bold Rock, Founders, Green Man, Long Drink, and lots more.
Wow.
That's a
sounds
lot.
fun.
Yeah, so VIP is sadly sold out, but general admission tickets are $45. You can go to jampackedfest.com for more info about rules, such as, I did see this, you can only have a clear bag, which is kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
And gates open at 2:30. And then there's another festival. The 42nd annual Carytown Watermelon Festival.
The Watermelon
The craziest festival of the year. Let me tell you. People go apeshit over the Watermelon Festival. It starts at 10 a.m. Are y'all having like anything happening at Midtown Yoga? Like, I mean, it's going to be nuts right there.
No, actually that day we're having a event at the Carytown Farmers Market. We're
okay.
having
Wow.
a special
Good
class
idea.
there,
Exit stage left out of
Yes.
Carytown.
But I'm sure, I mean, I know the new Carytown sign's going right up in front of the
Oh, okay.
building
Yeah.
right now. So I think they're aiming to have that done by the time the festival starts.
Nice. Yep. So it will start at 10 a.m. next Sunday. There's going to be over 80 different musician groups, over 100 exhibitors, and of course, tons and tons of watermelon. If you want to learn more, go to CarytownWatermelonFestival.com. I'm sure it'll be the hottest day of the summer. It usually is.
Well, it was last year. That's for sure.
And that about wraps that up. What's up for our business of the week?
Okay, guys, today's business of the week saved my life. So, well, not really,
Literally
but kind
or-
of, financially. It's Sam's New and Used Tires, Hull Street, located in the Manchester district of Richmond. A few months ago, I popped 2 tires at once by being an idiot. Luckily, my friend Steven was there to save the day, and he knew just the place to take me to get affordable but quality used tires since I am a broke gal. He took me to Sam's New and Used Tires, and they were wonderful. Sam specializes in providing you new and used tires, like I said 5 times, in many different sizes at the best value in Richmond. Did I mention the speed of service? When Sam says fast, they mean fast. There are 10 spots up front to get you in and out quickly so you get back to enjoying your day. Sam's also provides a variety of tire services such as computer tire balancing, tire rotation, tire repair. It is cool because I needed this with both tire plugs and tire patches. Whatever it takes to keep you safely on the road. Sam's is more than just new and used tires. Need a tire?
What else do they do?
Need a tire balanced?
Oh my
Sam's New and Used Tires has you covered.
Can they give you a lube job?
Stop it.
I'm sure they
Only
could,
for
actually.
you. Do you need your tires rotated? They got you. Tire patches, tire plugs, front end or 4-wheel alignment. Yes, they have it all. So check them all. Check them all out. They're just one of them. Check them out if you're ever in a bind or just want some car services done. I can't thank them enough. And also shout out to my friend Steven for getting me on the road.
Also, you're not the only one. I've also popped 2 tires being stupid, so it's okay.
It sucks.
It does.
Is there a story behind that?
No, I was just driving and not paying attention.
Yeah.
And I popped up on the side of the curb, and I was like, oh, well, there goes my tires.
And I just kept driving. I was like, I have to get off the broad street.
And you're like, oh, that's really good for my ribs.
Miracle.
Great.
By a miracle. I found a great place to park and nothing was wrong.
Oh, that's good.
Other than my tires.
Other than the tires. Okay, good.
I know. I've gotten a flat tire, and then the donut got a freaking flat.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
It was some bullshit. Luckily, I had a Ford Escort. This was back in high school, and my friend had a Ford Escort, so he gave me
You're like,
his
can
donut.
I have your spare
Yes.
tire?
He's like, are you sure you know how to drive?
You're like, well, we'll see. Okay.
Look, the streets are mean out there, all right? We have a hell of a lot of potholes. I'm sorry.
There are
yeah.
a decent amount.
Like, we need more money for the road infrastructure, please.
So we've got the band of the week, right?
Yes, and that is Fly By Night.
Fly by night.
They are a Rush tribute. They are comprised of 3 musicians, 2 of which are former bandmates of all of ours.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. So you've got Andy, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. This is the guy I don't know. Simula on guitar and vocals, Andy Penland on bass and keyboards, and Kevin Osborne on drums. Like I said, they're a Rush tribute. They play all the hits. They sound amazing.
Can't believe it. We haven't seen him yet because I love Rush.
I know. Well, Matt, didn't you?
So I wanted to go, but there was another event going on.
Darn. Well, luckily for everyone here, they are playing next Saturday, August 10th at Kindred Spirit Satellite location from 6:30 to 10. That's at the Old Castleberg Brewery building. It's at 1620 O&B Lane. It's like cattywampus to Cirrus Vodka and Mainline Brewing. So tickets are on sale. They're at Eventbrite. They're $15 a piece. But the band has assured me that there probably will be a few at the door if you don't get them before then.
Yeah, and these are all excellent musicians.
Yeah.
Like they've been
yeah.
playing for years.
They're amazing.
And they're all like in multiple bands, have multiple projects going on.
I don't know how they do that.
I know, like, I don't see how they're, like Kevin's wife, she's
like, get out of here.
She's like, all right, never be home. It's fine. Anyway, next time we will be talking with someone from Fetch a Cure, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So Fetch a Cure next episode.
We'll learn even more about that. Shout outs, people.
Shout out to Midtown Yoga.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
rock.
definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having
Can't
me.
wait to try it.
I
Yes,
know.
we can't wait to have
Soon.
you.
Yes. Shout out to Snoop Dogg and the Summer Olympics.
And shout out to Licious Boutique, Youthful Beginnings, and SS Electrical Solutions. They recently were, it's not official yet, but they were at the top 3 for best of Richmond businesses. But it hasn't been officially announced, but they are at the top right now.
Yes, voting finished
And we love
earlier
them.
this week.
We love
Amazing. Lisa, I'll
Michelle.
be hitting up Youthful Beginnings. I have an appointment Tuesday, getting my poison injected into my face.
I'm in the market for some new clothing from Licious Boutique.
Yes. I know,
Perhaps
great
a
stuff.
bag.
All right.
You got any shout
Yeah, I've got one shout out, and that's to Julio's Bagels, which will be opening in West Brooklyn Park Boulevard in North Richmond. And so one thing that Richmond doesn't have is enough bagel shops, I think.
It's true, we need more.
And so the bagel shop will be owned by the same owner as Pizza Bones, which was mentioned in the last episode.
Yes.
And in related news, Nate's Bagels is going to open a second location in Scott's Addition on High Point Avenue. So that's
Oh my
exciting.
God, I love Nate's Bagels. Yeah, baby.
I don't feel like I've had one bagel in Richmond yet.
What?
So now I have to
So
go find a bagel place.
Nate's Bagels is pretty good. They're authentic, I think.
They're this close to like a New York bagel.
Okay, well then I've
really
got to
good.
go there.
Yeah.
All right, you guys got any shout outs or?
Any shout outs?
Yeah, anyone you want to
can shout
shout out?
anybody
like
out.
your kids, your,
my gosh.
your hubs.
Hi,
I know.
Ava. Hi, Eli. No, I guess that's it. They'll listen later and they'll be like, oh my gosh, she said my name.
and Rose from Midtown Yoga, shout out to her. She's
Yeah, of
here.
course.
She's
Yeah.
a
She's
silent
Here for
partner.
support. The best ever.
She's our spotter.
Silent and
Exactly.
strong.
Silent but deadly. I'm just kidding.
And just wanted to shout out Maymont, Carytown, obviously, and
Main Street Station.
Browns Island as well. So I think that about wraps it up. Thank you again, Emily.
thank you,
Thank you
Emily.
again for having me.
We're excited to check it out.
And don't forget to follow us, everyone listening. Follow us at olala_RVA on Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook. And
Yes, our goal is 1,000 followers
Yeah, so-
by the end of
Yeah,
summer.
we're almost
and
there.
We're
Keep
almost
those
there. We're
likes
like
coming.
100 away
Yeah.
or so. So please.
125 about.
Yeah.
And also the website, if you want to be a future guest, you can
sign
submit.
up.
Yeah, sign up.
And also follow Midtown Yoga.
Yes,
Immediately.
please. Right now.
All right.
Stop what you're doing.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.